there it goes. Let's see if this sounds alright. A test. Alright. Couple more. Hey, Paropus. Let's start back up with our superstar. So, this is our cop. Name yet undetermined. And he's a superstar. A disco superstar, if you will. We're investigating some guy got killed. Possible work riot. And everyone hates the cops. Old magazines tucked away in old sports magazines tucked away in the dark corner. Just take a look at these. Man from Head series. The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks, featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word "this" somewhere. Storekeep, tell me all about the Muscle Man books. Placence. Oh, the man from Jam, a very popular series of adventure novels. She looks at the book with some disdain. They're awfully immoral, violent books. Why are they so popular? Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all the mystical things he encounters. They're bound to grab those with a little imagination and nothing to do. Sounds good. Which one should I start with? What does it matter? They're all the same. She rolls her eyes and then fiddles with her pendant. However, the customer was always right, as they say. Oh, I don't have enough money. If you're a novice this series, I would recommend the man from that. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series. Look through the display. Rows and rows of books, or blur your vision. Make out some titles. Man and Mammoth Friars, Man and the Return of Solipsistic Man, and that. Good God, how many are there? I don't have my notes. I need to get my notes. 100. Man from the... Yeah, I don't know. I think it's supposed to be very, very obscure on purpose. Maybe 100. Man from Sages at the End of the World, False God, Scorched Earth, the something colonies, the Swamp Beast, and the Snow Crabs. The Snow Crabs are worse than they sound. Half-Light. Is that all? Where's my pencil? I love it when I'm ready for a stream. Don't you? There we go. Not even close. In Hell, Forest of Slaves, Under the Lake. Holy crap. It's Burning, Trial of Death, Pasterno Combat Game Book set in the world of, and so much more. Do any of the books call out to me? Pain Threshold, a twinge at the back of your neck. The back of your head makes you flinch. Your eyes start twitching. Ow. Your hand reaches toward a book with a glossy cover of glossy cover art of a very muscular man from in chains, kneeling in front of the staircase leading to the throne. A woman sits on the throne, leering at the man. Inland Empire, medium success. She's laughing at him, belittling him. Oh no. Between the throne and the how that man, the man, lies a bonfire casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads Man from and the Devil Woman. Interesting. I don't have enough money. Like, I need money. So. I got 60 cents. I need $9. So when I get $9, I'm gonna get that Devil Woman book. All right, what's this? Gift books and molten candy. I don't know if I'd like. Well, okay. Hey.
Yes.
Hey, Kim. Tell me about the case again. Okay, nothing new. Mountain of board games. A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Real-related merchandise. Okay. Storekeep, what board games do you have here? Wonderful board games. The Viticulturist. The Viticulturalist is a classic for sure. I have. You need to adjust these headphones. Or perhaps you'd like the Archipelagos of Insulinde, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Can I adjust the sound settings to be a bit? I'll adjust that back. I think it's just how these headphones fit sometimes. It just sounds a bit weird. Alright. Very educational game. So it's Settlers. Okay. Rob Ritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can even play with your children. Inland Empire, medium success. Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family? Do I have friends? Look at the lieutenant. Well, I have children, a family. Oh, it certainly feels like whatever you are, all will. Whatever you are will die with you. Oh man, now I feel bad. Yes, kids, friends, chicks, I have all those. Then you're a lucky man, officer. Children are the greatest of treasures. She fiddles with her pendant, thinking. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building board game where you build a civilization. Okay, this is Settlers. And it costs 12 real. What are these Oriole things? Lousy auras there. She shudders. No, role-playing games are popular among these types. You know, who are into those kinds of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all. I'm gonna look through them. Endless variety of source books, lore books, codices, lid of the table. The topmost book is Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, Hunters of Katuk, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure book called Tales of Real Cavern of Velkrang. Anything that catches my eye? There's a box that says Real 3rd edition mega settings supplements include module. Side panel notes: a fantastic adventure board game, new maps and miniatures, a sticker on it displays 25 real. Nonsense for the anemic binoclards. I think that's a slur. That's a made up slur in this world, I think. Like nerd or something. Alright, so alright. The book collects the natural recipes of Arda. They're all about lake trout. I'll try talking to her first.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
Plaisance.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
A golden pendant hangs around the woman's neck in the shape of what looks to be a tiny fish head trapped in amber. A curious pendant you're wearing.
Helps to have an anchor in these times.
She clutches the pendant and narrows her eyes as well. So you're the owner of the store?
The proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Her voice is high-pitched as if to give more penetration. Suggestion, medium success. She has fine-tuned her voice to be the most welcoming approach to attracting new customers. It doesn't work. The girl outside mentioned this place is cursed. Cursed? Who said that, Annette? She blinks. I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir. She doesn't feel like it's thriving. It feels ghostly. I need some tea. It's been brewed by now, I think. What if I want to buy a book? Then why are you talking to me? Everything on the shelves is... Oh. Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? She fiddles with her pendant, then waves her bony fingers directly at you. See those shelves there? Go, be drawn. So what types of books do you have? Everything is on the shelves. Take a look for yourself. She nudges her glasses. The shelves compel you, don't they? Alright, I'll take a look then. Your daughter is standing outside the store, right? Annette, yes, my daughter. His voice is probably terrible. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl? No, she was definitely slacking off. I don't want to do that. Yes, of course. Wonderful. Did you talk to her? Yes. Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled are you to buy books after talking with her? Her opinion of $1 depends on how well she lured you into the store. Uh, I'm not grading a human being. I don't do that. Come now, it's not personal. It's about proper sales practices and market research. She crosses her arms. I expect an answer. I don't want to be yeah, no. 10. My precious. Her dedication brings joy to my heart. She's immensely satisfied with the answer. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette. I don't want to go communist cop. Annette is quite the trooper. She's a great value added. A great value add. As a young girl should be. With the proper attitude, she'll have a bright financial future. Okay, let's change the subject. Farewell for now. Close curtains. You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles on the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Shopkeeper, what's behind the curtains? Nothing! Now please, go back to browsing books. She fiddles with her pendant. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about. Oddly enough, she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become. Examine the strange cage-like trinket. You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones and sticks and straw. Inside is a serving fish head, empty eye. Oh boy. Alright. Ignore the curtains for now. Let's examine upstairs. That's the murder room. Shelf of crime novels. Let's not look at those for now. Let's examine. Oh, there's a lot of books. A quaint picture book brochure, very colorful. This is a tome of fascist magic, rather candid. Alright. So that's the crime novels. I can take a look at that later. Shelf of paranormal books. Bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance. Paranormal literature. Another boring book just discarded here. Map wall. Several maps have been attached to the bulletin board above, held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps all look old and faded. Your eye catches map of Insulinde, a map of Revachol, and a map of Montanez. The map of Insulinde. Map wall. The large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is Le Caillou. You are here. Another far away in the southwest is the Seminoles Islands, Isle de Fantôme. What else? Do I need to remember any of this? Probably. Ozone, Laron, Taide. Oh my god. All those islands. All just specks of dust in the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades, a blurred dotted lines, black and white. Inland Empire, easy success. In the northeast, a dust mite stands in the north coast of Kalalu. In the bookstore, it's you. Shivers radiating outwards from you. The Suzerain Revachol with a radius of 80 kilometers. Still, the crown jewel of this isla is very, very visible. Squint Fist. Can you see cities on these islands? You can. On Kalalu, Revachol, a single black star on Ozone, Fond de la Air, and Vimer. You can see a bunch of cities. Lost little pearls of light, tiny fires in the dark. Look at the edges. My God, more long words. The ocean breaks apart in a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing in the pale of nothingness. Mundi is the north. Is God is the north. Stop. Connections to other worlds. Worlds past the Insulindan, unknown to you. You only know you're never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away. I think I need new headphones. These are feeling kind of weird. Perhaps they are gods, gods of distance and outer dust. Map of Revachol. North coast of Verdun Island is a river of La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, team of life forms in construction. To the east, the hillsides swallowed up. Mega city, they sound rich to you. This is Revachol East. What is the west of the river? Kelron, somewhere to live, not bad. There's Jamrock, it is bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Falborg, it's almost as bad and much larger than Coal City, but it's worse. It's the worst. Okay, I need to. Alright. It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait, there it is. North of Jamrock, strip the. What's this? Okay. The strip of coast, the greater Revachol Industry Harbor. It's downright despondent. It's almost Coal City, to be honest. No, Coal City is worse. A charred limb. Rain falls on its slick black streets. And then there's the burnt out quarter of Jamrock. It is cold in this bookstore, or is it just you? Foolish. No, this is somewhere to be. This is you. This is all you have. It's still something. Streets and sodium lights, the sky of the world. You're still alive. I mean, I'm kind of losing morale right now. Map of Martinez. It's not really a map, it's a tourist thing. It's a picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn isometric perspective, a date in the upper corner that says 48. Still, it's detailed, could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see jagged boxes for the industrial harbor, even the whirling in rags. There. Storekeep, can I buy these maps? Hey, clown. I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore, and besides, you could scarcely afford them. Well, they're quite valuable, though they might not look at it. The map in Martinez is 90 cents, though. Why is the map in Martinez so cheap? That old thing, it's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be. From when some design studio people tried to spruce up the place 4 or 5 years ago, they renovated the whole statue and set up those coin-operated viewers and designed the new street lamps. What happened to them? I mean, I'm tempted to just steal it. They didn't get far. For some reason, a shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All those ruins are bad for business. Do it! No. Slowly you move your hand towards the map attached to the board. Before you can reach it, you're interrupted. The lieutenant coughs sharply and whispers, I don't have a Kim voice. Perhaps not. It's against RCM policy to defraud small business owners. But what if I need to, like, commandeer it? Alright. This will probably kill us, so I'm gonna save. Actually need to eat something. Give me a sec. Alright. Now let's open these curtains. Just as you are about to pull open the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more. Sir, don't touch that! I told you it's off limits to customers. Her hand is closed around the pendant, her fingers nervously playing with the talisman. Parapsychologically speaking, if we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous. She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people? This is about the curse. Ma'am, this is different. I don't care. You can stop me. You can't stop me. Open them. No! She raises her hand and tries to stop you. Please just talk to me, officer. Come here. And let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme. Lies, rip them open as we say. I saved. So let's go. There's something mysterious behind the curtains. Be careful. Curtains tatter with age and dust hang before you as if taunting you. Rip them apart. This is for real. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little cage-like trinkets. Your shadow looming over it like an omen. I warned you. You're unleashing forces beyond your understanding. Ghostly silhouettes, hair dryers. No sane person would ever put their head in such a machine. A vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. Nice, I guess. It's alright. Merely looking at the unmanly haircut threatens your masculinity. Wow. What do you think about all this?
Yes?
Nothing? Okay. A heavy door with missy handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of oddly shaped trinkets, charms. It appears to be locked. What if you just break it down? Maybe I should break it down, but not before I strategize. Knock on the door. Let's just break down the door. Yeah, do it. Ow. Ow, shoot. Whose moronic idea was just to run through the door? Don't you know things like that hurt? Oh god, try to breathe normally. That wasn't the best idea. I deserve this. My body deserves. Okay. Alright. Are you alright? Lieutenant sits closer. That looked pretty intense and painful, I must admit. What's going on in there? An upset, high-pitched voice calls out from the bookstore. Are you really trying to break down the back door? I warn you, don't tempt spirits, officer. You can hear her take a frightened step backwards. Don't tempt spirits or damage the holy words on the door. Knock on the door. An echo, no one's there. Maybe I should break it down to strategize? That's right. Taking your surroundings, you may need a solid ground, a proper posture. If you want to succeed, first check your posture. Steady breathing, solid core. You got this. One shoulder. Ready to smash the door like a battering ram. Check your surroundings. The room is dimly lit and littered with barbershop rubbish. What about the door? It's made of solid block wood. Stood there for ages. The hinges are old, coated with a carmine layer of dust. It should be doable. Alright, let's do this. Come on. Nothing. Alright, pretty intense and painful. What's going on in there? Check your surroundings. What about the door? Alright. Fine, stupid door.
You've hurt yourself now. I told you not to mess around back there. What are you even trying to accomplish, you fool?
I need to know the secrets that lie behind the door. Part of the spiritual quest. You're only making things worse. Stop it. Be compelled to buy the books. She fails to go to them. Yep, sure, lady. Nothing spooky going on in there.
Hello again, sir.
Two Cape Side Apartments, Martinez Pier. And this is 2 Roundabout North. The ad reads broken window. Tibbs has windows. If you have a bag in your hand, please collect these bottles and sell them. I've seen the things I've seen in said. You hear distant squall of seabirds. This coin-operated viewer has been banged up, inoperable. Nothing I can't do. Job. Man, okay, yeah. Where are you two? A splatter of bullet holes lines the wall. Esprit de corps. A slight, the sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname. Look closer first. The fading marks are too degraded to draw forensic conclusions. Chips in the sandstone. Kim, look at the bullet holes. Where? I don't know. I don't do voices. He looks around. Paint chips in the wall. Someone has been shot. Cops do it. There? Oh, those are old. What do you mean old? Okay then. We should focus on present crimes, not from the present century. Kim? You're kind of in the wall. There you go, Kim. Okay.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape?
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
The other one is eating a big sandwich.
I am trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old, I can see that. We're both old. Now, stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never. Alright, I got this. Ball time. That's the spirit. Don't even waste your breath asking about the game. They wouldn't know anyway. They're way past their prime. Better observe them. The moment your time fellows don't get involved in the game. Grab a ball and show them how it's done. You're immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter, you'll make it work. God, this is right. You feel the familiar tremble of excitement and adrenaline precedes every victory. Time is frozen. Take in the surroundings. Chilly breeze ruffles your hair, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, and even the wind. Everything fades until one thing left. Union of man and ball. Feel the ball. The cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern to it, probably a sponsored ball. Yours would only be covered in bumps of learning and scars of victory. Your muscles are adjusting to the weight, nervous system calibrating. You and the ball have merged into a single entity. The man ball is ready. There's a time for a last glance inward. Who am I? An embodiment of pure motion, a finely tuned locomotor reaching at maximum velocity, efficiency. Behold the fear and confusion reflecting in the eyes of the feeble gazers. They're in awe of your superiority. You are a god to them. Some would say you're a cop, but I guess we're beyond this now. The inertia can be contained no more than a bullet leaving a gun. Let go. Be the bullet. Mad! The old soldier shouts in outrage. Bordel de merde! What the hell is your problem? Oh. Not a weak triceps, that's for sure. I don't care if you're a cop. You do not ruin someone's game. It was goddamn respectful. Wait, what? You vandalized our game, son. He tries to calm himself. We can't play Patanique with only 5 boils. Oh, Patanique. I understand. Oh, no, you don't. Our Patanique game is ruined. He's getting angry again. We want our boil back. Take it easy, Renee. The Jolly One tries to defuse the situation. This is a misunderstanding, isn't it, officer? No harm done. Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. The heel of his cavalry boot slams into the ground. You're as a goddamn boil. Okay, I'll try to fix this. Good. He nods. Mistakes are forgiven when men try to right their wrongs. I believe you will try, but why? I believe you will try. Now, why did you approach us? Just talk. It'll smooth things over. Old people like attention. Do you know anything about Unfortunately, I don't. He shrugs. On most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement, but this affair has passed me by completely. Most of the locals? In Martinez, the union is the law, so can you really blame them? But you don't have a problem with the cops? A cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with the policeman. On the contrary. I admire the effort of bringing order to our streets. So again, you didn't know anything? If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't, okay. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me. This is a man with a lot of past, but little present, and almost no future. You seem to be playing in the crater. Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game. Does it have anything to do with the bullet holes I've been seeing around? Yes. He replies with a reluctant nod. It was left by heavy artillery fire. Okay, so it's a crater left by artillery fire, but why? Why what? Why was the heavy artillery used? Because that's what happens when commonards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your phone. A home. Oh my god. Fucking tongue-tied here. Alright, who are they again? Communists, socialists, anarchists. Call them what you like. They just chose the name to feel special. The carabiner frowns. Senseless sentimentality. Did you use artillery fire against them? Sadly, no. It was the foreigners that brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly, too valiantly. So valiantly that we got licked. He adds, squeezing a boil in his fist. We should have fought 30. like they did their Suicide Sesco. Man, Erica's women strapped with shrapnel bombs. We didn't though. We lacked caliber. God bless him. But the Suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough. They should have chosen a place. Look around. I understand. I bombed this place too. This place is a goddamn beachhead, son. He says, pointing the bay. They didn't do it because they didn't like it. They had to soften up the commies first. The beachhead. Yes. Inspecting you with some disdain. The military coordinated amphibious landing. Take back Revachol. He finds your lack of historic knowledge troubling, a sign of mental degradation in the preceding jet rate. Alright. Martinez was used as one of the 3 foothills in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 were often Stella, Maris, and the Delta, 8 points to the northeast. Deathblow sounds grim. There's blood around. There's blood ground where coalition boots first make landfall, cleaning those rabid dogs out. Most likely, he says, depending on the soul, we're playing Patink on their mangled corpses. Blood ground, the other one shakes his head. You got old Renee there. Look, he isn't angry enough already. Hold on, the coalition. Let's see if they bombed out. Explains all the war damage. Alright. It's not even like an hour. And I'm just messing up. Well, that explains all the war damage. Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it, and it worked too. There was a strange gleam in his eyes. He approves of the radical approach, knows what was necessary. The rest of the city got cleaned out, but Martinez, they kept as a monument. A dark shadow runs across his face, and now the Union Socialists are practically running the place. Well, it's your own damn fault, Jolly Man Marx. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course, they still hold influence. Yeah, and it still works. Alright. Oop. You don't even begin to truly understand the players at the table, let alone specific circumstances surrounding the... He stops mid-sentence, turns to you. What do you think? That's how it should be. Soft socialists paving the way for hard working class to take over. Foreign powers cleaned up our mess, and now they rule us. Shake your head in shame. The coalition seems quite capable, actually. Commies just don't understand how money works. I mean, Chinese just don't understand how money works. No, they don't. But I'm sorry it had to be the coalition after 8 years of fighting rabid communies, boiling cats for food, and drinking piss in the mountains. He takes a deep breath. I would have preferred if the right honorable King Guillaume returned to Revachol, or even if the damn clown Frizzle had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case. This royal failure weighs heavily on him. Instead, all that is just holy and beautiful. Instead, all that is just holy and beautiful in the world has wiped away, and now it's neon signs and with toothpaste ads everywhere, foreign influence peddling garbage, and stupid music on the radio. Yeah, kids these days. This is what commies wanted. This is their plan all along. This is what they wanted, to replace the rule of suzerain with who is this Frizzle? Damn Frizzle, he was a king we couldn't protect. The Carabiners failed him, even with the crown. Okay. I'm still on day 1 here. The old veteran falls silent and massages his chest. He died in the hands of Hoi Polley in a very public execution. You mentioned Guillaume? A true king in both blood and mind. Led Revachol before Frizzle. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him to exile. What exactly is a suzerain? Suzerain is the king. He was forgotten about. Has everyone forgotten anyway? Already? He then slowly nods and says to himself, they've forgotten already. Soon they would forget everything. Him too. Then he chooses to anger. Then he chooses anger over melancholy. I did that. Yeah, I'm not taking that. Throw boil into the sea. It's no use talking to you. You're still in your daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last ground on the 5th road. Thank you for your time. Do I have enough to level up? No, I need 10 and 15 more.
Oh, I have really outdone myself. This is divine.
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat ass of yours. I hope your heart gives out.
René, it's the little pleasures. Life doesn't need to be a struggle. Oh, hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day?
Tell me, what do you know about the dead body? Let me think. He looks at the clouds wistfully. I've heard someone hanged. I heard someone was hanged and left on the tree for a week. But that's all I know, really. Come on, you must have heard something. No, officers, I'm sorry. And I really would like to assist, he adds, smiling apologetically. You both are good guys, I can see that. Then help them, you wimp. Reproach fills his eyes. You rub plenty a shoulder with a gauche caviar in the Union. Someone must know something. I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. Oh. His cheeks turn red. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip. Everyone knows and respects that. Respects! The old carabiner can't believe what he's hearing. Sounds like you're holding a bit back. I am not, I assure you. I'm not even annoyed. Of course he's holding back. The carabiner crosses his arms. His mouth is so full of Union prick. He can't even speak properly. Holy shit. Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, Rene? His eyes are furious. I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know Evart. Who's this Evart you know? Evart, Claire. Everyone in Martinaise knows the Claire brothers. He says solemnly, I taught those boys human studies and history in the gymnasium. What do you know about history? Boy. The carabiner snaps at Gaston. You never witnessed history, only heard about it. Years later. When it had already moved on. You don't know history. The old soldier mumbles something under his breath and turns the face to sea. Let's not try to get caught in the, Lieutenant lowers his voice. Crossfire. Lest we be riddled with bullet holes. This amnesty is ancient. This animosity is ancient. Are you a Union member? Oh! His cheeks turn red again. In many ways, yes, like an honorary member. I attended meetings and parties, help with little things. Evart, Edgar, and the older Deb, this French name, all know me. In many ways? Oh yes, so you're not an actual member? Not in the technical sense. His eyes fix on the bowls in the crater. I don't have a vote on the membership card, but Evart keeps me on payroll just for the little things. Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything, I know that. Oof. Ugh. He frowns. He's a weather vane, turns to where the wind blows, and tries to look important. Damn, son. I hate socialist rabble, he continues. But even siding with them is better than living your entire life on a fence. On the fence, never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already. What are the little things you do for Evart? Writing work mostly, he smiles. Occasionally he needs something written, and I happen to have a way with words, people say. What kind of things do you write for him? Oh, nothing official. I assure you. Just essays and newspapers about Martinaise and how things are, how they could be. Evart and I have long talks where he tells his little penman exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be ashamed of yourself. Thanks, it's all for now. No, thank you. He nods. Thank you for being consummate professionals. You'll have this case wrapped up in no time. Bye for now. Alright. Goddamn ticker. Renee. Tire tracks leading to the roof, and the rain has almost washed them off. Chirps of swallows. So the ball went off over here. Oh, I didn't notice that. Collect tear from the streets. Right, I don't want to have to talk to those guys again, so. Norwich Bulls were there for you, man. Let's just do the thing we're actually supposed to do instead of just talking to old dudes and going in bookstores. I think that's probably a good idea. Oh. Gimme. Gimme. Any more here? The worn and beaten wood planks of the bench don't look overly comforting. The lieutenant looks down the street. We can sit on benches after we solve the murder. Let's go. You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when the Lieutenant Kisrati is gone. Some tectonic force has cracked the pavement like an eggshell. Maybe a sea monster did this to the plaza. Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery, bearing number 57. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. It hasn't had time to cool off yet. Open the door. In the cabin, you're welcome a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on the hook, pull-out toolbox under the seat, and a soft glow of the fuel with a preheater gauge. Pick up the radio. The frequency tableau lights up, and a green button labeled Prime Line glows like a feline eye, and you hear something. A soft purr of electrical kittens. Radio wave cast far and wide over the metropolis. A woman's voice greets you through the static. This is Precinct 57, Lieutenant. Hello, Lieutenant. May I assist you? Oh, hello, Alice. Please. Give me a sec. Headphones got unplugged. Yep, there they are. Is the sound capture alright? Looks like it's alright. Please assist our colleague from the 41st Precinct here. I'm putting him on. Come in, dispatch. Come in, dispatch. Come in, Delta 10. This is Firewalker copy. This is 41st. This is Officer Alice de Marte, Precinct 57. May I assist you? A voice replies on the radio. I don't think so. I'm doing the radio for now. Over and out. Pull out toolbox. Metallic driver slides out from under the seat. The tools are neatly organized. Take what you need, officer. This is going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools like some men are. He's clearly a little protective of his tools, but what can you do? Work is work. Push in the pull-out toolbox. The toolbox slides back in the seat. Preheat your gauge. You don't need anything right now. Run your fingers over the steering levers. Tap out the fuel. Preheat your gauge. Kim, what are we looking at? This is Caprice Kienma, my motor carriage. You can use the toolbox and radio if you like. Motor carriage, something bad with the motor carriage. A dark lump rises in your throat. What is the seeking feeling? Nothing. It's probably nothing. Forget I brought it up. Please proceed and carefree. Please proceed with the carefree lollygagging. Okay, but what is a motor carriage? A motorized vehicle, officer. I'm sure you're familiar with the concept. We've had these for nearly a century. Can I turn on and drive somewhere? I'm afraid not. He straightens his spine. We have a murder case on our hands, remember? Do all police in the RCM have such cool motor carriages? The Capri Motor Corps does. Most of our patrol vehicles, yes. Look around the cabin again. Steering levers, the white suede, luxurious touch, very familiar in your palm. Tap on the heater gauge. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm. The next gauge in the red switch is labeled heat. It's no use pressing the heat button, he says. It won't start without the ignition key. Alternative translation: don't even think you can drive my MC. Alright, so I need to go to Freet.
Hey there. It's the Jam, my man.
He motions toward the sprawl of lorries with a sweeping gesture. What's the jam?
Traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates of the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days upon days.
Limbo? Oh, so that's where I am.
Exactly.
Cool. Song you've been here.
Feels new forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this is all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
Extravagantly phrased. I can roll with it. I don't quite understand what you just said.
Everyone's a critic, man. It's okay. I've been for a whole week already. So tell me, what do you need?
Got any smokes? Nope. Don't smoke. Some of the other drivers do, though. Still a few around, waiting for the jam to disperse. Waiting for the sweet release of death. Yeah, nothing wrong with the statement. You're sensitive enough to add, you'll have to ask around somewhere. I guess I'll ask then. Know anything about the dead man? He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for, otherwise. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time here. Keeping busy. Busy with what? Analyzing the fundamental structure and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of the sea of motor lorries with their sad, despondent chauffeurs. Wait, what? Nothing. He smiles. I'm just messing with you, man. Don't mind my idle verbosity. Tell me more about this strike. It's like whatever's going on in the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out. What's the union demanding? Some pretty wild stuff, like I hear, like a giant new power crane and half the company. I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. I heard there's a company rep in town too, a strike negotiator. They know what's up. Precise demands and so on. Yes, from the Wild Pines, he takes note. We'll meet her soon enough, for sure. Anything? What do you know the company wants? They want to keep that money flowing, my man. He makes a chinking sound. Anything else I should know? Oh, anything else? He thinks. Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise, but I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do, places to be, all of us do. All of who? Us lorry drivers can a few still hang around here, waiting for all this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk, or high, or laid. He smiles awkwardly. Not that I blame them, really. Not you? Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examine life now, thinking, reflecting, observing. He glances down the road to the horizon, a glint of something in his eyes. What's better than chasing transient pleasures? The more transient, the better. When one's ended, you can get on to the next one. What are you hauling anyway? Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that. Time to arrest him. I don't know. Should I arrest him? I mean, I am a cop. But he seems pretty cool. He could possibly get me cigarettes. Alright. I can't save in the middle of a conversation, of course. Alright. Well. I don't even know if anyone's watching that. Okay. You're under arrest. Haha, no, I'm joking, my man. He grins. FALN runs a nice, clean business. His haul cargo is mostly sporting goods. You know, tracksuits, that kind of thing. They usually get shit to Grodd. And the Occident, though we've been making headway in the market. So nothing illegal then. Could you get one of those tracksuits? We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out merchandise. That's your machine behind you? This rockin' beauty? He points at the lorry with his thumb. Sure is. Got a rash. Like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy duty machinery? No, I just copy the flex. Yeah, must be. Your job's to know all the little things, isn't it? Well, my job, he pats the back of the lorry, is deliver these tracksuit trousers. There it is again, touch of sadness beneath the cool. He thinks he spent too much in this lorry. So nothing illegal then? None of the illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road. Right, I had another question. What do you see in his eyes? Oh, damn. Ease it, don't go too far. Seems like a personal matter. My man, I want to know about your soul. Cool, cool. We all want to know about each other. Know each other's woes, but people, my man, they have slippery souls. I'm good. No, good talk. Don't be a stranger. Yeah, this game's very, much. Yeah, it's a bit. I mean, Mr. Superstar here is basically living in a fascist, like, dictatorship. I can use that right now. Where everything's all fucking bleak and workers' riots. I mean, he's a cop, but still, it's just fucking sad.
Welcome to Revachol.
Announces the rotund man. The remark isn't addressed to you, it's addressed to the lieutenant. Hey, I know Revachol. That's where we are.
My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless.
Yeah.
It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you. It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
So we are in limbo.
I just said welcome to Revachol. It's a lorry driver thing. I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCN. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Fucking A, Kim.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness. Oh, that's
Whatever you say, officers.
a cigarette smoldering between his fingers. Got a smoke? No. He's holding a smoke right there in his fucking hand. Snatch the shit out of his fingers. You need that after listening to his garbage. Then I'm gonna need the one you're smoking. Can't have it. Hand it over, I'm confiscating his evidence. Evidence of what? I haven't done anything. He puts out his cigarette. Nice. Fuck, I gotta... Gotta smoke? No. Smoking right now. That's the last one. You hiding the smokes from me? Alright. Alright. What's that argument about? It's about biological determinism. Natural law. The sorting of races. He spits on the ground. Not the most popular topic nowadays with the coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head in the sand like a common sheep. Change the topic. The way he says it is almost like sound like a threat. Someone has to be the unpopular guy. I'm not the one. I'm not the only one. Look, I've read books He gestures with his cigarette for emphasis. The science of racial theory has been proved, even if some people don't want to accept it. My God. People who've studied things that you and me are superior in design. He glances at the lieutenant. So naturally, Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you see the merits in that. I don't know if this is sarcastic or not. Open your eyes. You've seen those in different, unfortunate downturn. Members of the superior race believe in innate superiority. Stop competing for resources. Okay, and this concerns you, policeman. So you better be vigilant. The damn showing up lately. Same with him and the other intruder species too. He throws a sharp glance at Lieutenant Kisaragi. We're on the precipice of cultural victory. Right, what is this cultural victory? It's what the of Boogie Street are going for, right under our noses, and the others too. On the radio, heard any chants and okay. No dominating culture. They plan to win. Just saving themselves. It's true. He pushes on. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new subrace with unknown characteristics, leading to an extra competition. That's why you gotta control the offspring. Yeah, I'm not down with this. Why don't you go fuck yourself? Don't push your luck, runt. The man gives you a disgusted look and turns his attention elsewhere, ignoring your presence. Can he talk to me again?
Looking for something, Runt? Huh? Coming to tell me to fuck off again?
Yeah, probably. What are you hauling? Not much anymore. Just had to pick up some cargo. Dock workers on strike. Sitting waiting on your ass situation. What kind of cargo are you supposed to pick up? Apples. Apples? Yeah, apples. Take it. Is there another question? He's giving you the runaround. Let's be honest, you are bested. And apples is guns, probably. Ugh. What time is it? Charge this. Tear machine. The tear machine stands in quarters, says one bottle 10 cents. Yeah, boy. Bottles clunk into the machine. The money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now. Do you know what you should do with that money? You should buy more alcohol and enter the endless cycle of consumption.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
Do you have any amigos for sale? She looks at a magazine, eyes filled with tired on way. Yes. She hitches her thumb toward the end of the counter. What we have is there. The medicine cabinet. Take a look for yourself. You see several packaged raincoats in a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent except for the big freak slogan on the back. What is that? What is what? The girl leans over the counter. Are we referring to? Oh, it's a raincoat. If you buy one, it's only 4 real. She taps on the glass counter. The raincoats patiently await purchase. Oh, there it is. St. Baptiste Pharmaceutics. A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the St. Baptiste logo. Ask me if you want anything from St. Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosifed, Dramamine, magnesium, and Hypnogamma. What do those products do? I don't know. Losifed is a nasal spray. Dramamine is really a good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. Hypnogamma is... I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercise. Could be a little bit more specific. She chews her bubblegum absentmindedly. No, sorry, not like a doctor. I'm not like a doctor or anything. Who's St. Baptiste? St. Baptiste, you know? She nods slowly at the cabinet. The pharmaceutical company? Alright. So these are healing items. Buck. Does that mean I have to have a conversation with the... Okay, I can just reload the autosave.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know.
Alright. Inspect victim's body. Alright. Let's check out this strike first. Lorries probably store fuel here. Now they store booze. You don't even know what work means.
Bastards! We have a right to work!
The man yells towards the harbor gates, his voice the loudest of the lot, oddly screechy for a man his size. What's going
Hold
on
up
here?
and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
The broad-shouldered alpha male turns to you. He's a full head taller than everyone else here.
Here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down?
Why should I?
We're here to fight for a cause. Strikes usually have problems with people who have causes.
Okay,
Good.
I'm thinking no.
Fighting for a cause here. Right to work. Right to work. Besides, we're not that different. It helps the people see us talking. Cops and strike breakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
What kind of cause we're
Rights
talking
of
about?
people, rights of workers to have gainful employment, to make a salary and feed their families.
I don't think I've showed
Might be
sides
time.
yet.
Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher ups, but you're essentially still workers. I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the right to work. Right to work.
Regardless, I have
Maybe you should
questions
ask
for you.
them the question. Like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
He points a finger at the man sitting on the railing.
Scab.
Call me man. Yeah. Okay. What is a strike? When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches get their act together and decide to block honest work for other people. He shifts uncomfortably in his workers' overalls. What do strikers want? Beats me, they mumble, about boardrooms and workers' rights, while he raises his fists and starts shouting again, have a right to work. When the man moves around, you perceive some serious abs. I'm sure this man's in shape. There's something odd about the way he carries himself. His set of clothing is very vaguely mismatched. The different pieces attire seem ill-fitting. His shirt is too small and pleasantly tight fit. His overall is held up by a belt. Much more. You wearing new clothes? He ignores the question, choosing instead to apparently manipulate workers. So obviously that is. too. Have fun, he snorts. Union shits are on full strike. They don't think they're going to let you through the gates. They're trying to meet you, the fat boss. Okay. People about murder. Murder. The mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable shiver tenses through him. Interesting. Absolutely nothing. Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs that they do anything to stay alive. Right to work. Oh, my legs. It's just so tense right now. He again shakes his large fists. He turns back to you. It's shameful. It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring back up. Open the gates for us. Blocking gainful employment from workers is a crime. This isn't really my area of expertise. We're not picking a side in this just yet, sir. Pity. He turns around and goes at the gate. Right to work. Or are these strikebreakers? Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests. The man runs a hand through his steadily graying military haircut. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If the union fucks don't want to work, they ought to let in those who want to work. I have a question. The lieutenant looks him in the eye. Why do all these men follow your leadership? You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No, they follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were. He starts bellowing, given a job to do. You've been talking to him for quite some time now. Something is off with the guy. Ask him where he's from. Okay, guy, ask where you're from. What's it to you? Deep-set suspicion drips from every syllable. Routine, part of the investigation. Am I a suspect? His eyes down narrow. Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of the people. I already got that. I'm interested in your background. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. You know the drill. Bouncer? Where? Frinkle Underwater Bars. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? I mean, I haven't heard of it. He squints at you. A little spark of violence glitters in his eyes, then blinks and turns. We're done here. He strike to break.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Hey, tough guy, I got more questions. He looks annoyed. Things are busy enough. I'm gonna waste. Maybe. What's your goal here? Promised work. We'd be in there working if those bastards hadn't shut the gates. And you're unable to breach the entrance. Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to open. Could try to get through the secretary's office. He points to the door's locked. The guards blocking the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mesk punk either. He points to the dock worker. I mean the head measurer or wherever he is. Wait, head measurer? Be considered storming in like all of you? Why don't you just talk to them? Why don't you go arrest them instead? I've done plenty of criminal shit. I'm sure they've done plenty of criminal shit that look. Be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now. You can't get in the neighborhood. No, they would give up eventually, or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge. A man rubs his jaw. A perfect lightly bearded square ledge. Alright, I'm just gonna leave. Alright, bye. Love you. It says Griff. I have a body to inspect. A foreign car kept in good condition. Ruins full of snow. No one lives here anymore. A bold slogan, Human Knox, covers the truck. I don't know why it was tearing up there. It's weird because it doesn't tear anywhere else, I don't think. No, I don't want to close the door. I think it's up here ish somewhere. Yeah, it's tearing. I don't know why. Could it be Streamlabs? Streamlabs is causing this to tear. It's like it's running fine otherwise, but just tears occasionally. Is there anything else here? Oh, this. I don't like it. An inconspicuous pile of roofing material or ternite. What is this? It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material standing as old. Why am I looking at this pile of roofing material? And that's a very no. Okay. I don't like those odds. Is there a way around? I think I need to go through there and then, yeah, I can get that stuff. I need to level up first. Hey, how you doing?
Fuck, is Kuno okay?
Kuno, I threw up. I can't investigate the body now. Yeah, like a fucking volcano! The kid mimicking violent puking noises. Fucking pathetic. You're lucky you didn't die there. Hey, advice. Yeah, Kuno's got some advice for you. Kid looks to his left and his right, then leads towards you. What are you, like 80, right? Maybe you should stop embarrassing yourself in front of a fucking kid. Kuno doesn't fucking care. Okay, Kuno. And Kunoette. Or Kuno-S. Yeah, Kuno, fuck him up. Oh, okay. I think I just need to... The ammonium just makes it worse. The combination tears out your ducts. You manage to keep it in. Oh my god. This body. The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears. Spit and say nothing. Are you okay, officer? Lieutenant, pat you on the back, heavy ribbon pats. The weight is reassuring, like a kernel on a solid foundation. Pat, pat, pat. You're facing tough odds here. It's aggravated further by alcohol withdrawal. Can we do something else? It's probably a good idea. Clear our heads before we can do that, he withdraws his hand from your back and looks you in the eye. You need to get your shit together. But my shit already is together. But I don't want to get my shit together. Then we'll turn around. No. No. The lieutenant's expression was stern and impenetrable. He points at you. You will get your shit together. You sure this has not affected his impression? You're sure this has not affected his impression of you in a good way? For a moment, the hangman appears to smile, his lips red like a clown's. Bitch, fight! See, bitches are at it. Bitch is about to kill each other, I think. So, you shit is a part, rather unbecoming of a cop. And a human being. It's supposed to be the opposite of that. Together. Comprises a small area to achieve a solid level of shit compression. Squeeze your butt cheeks together for 30 minutes. Do something similar with the two hemispheres of your brain. Talk to people. Maybe that'll help. Okay, I need to get my shit together. The lieutenant pays no heed. We should go do something else. Give it half an hour, then come back when you get your act together. You received a thought. Okay. Alright, half hour. Then get my shit together. I don't know if you can do that, Pyropus, exactly, but it would certainly be interesting. Alright, I don't have any money. Is there something in here? Mail collection box. This post Le Venturer mail collection box had been heavily vandalized with graffito. Closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front. Good mail delivery box. The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by, and Saint G with a crown of has been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore. Okay. Been there. Been there. Mail collection box seems thankful even. Okay. And then suddenly you see it. Cut the words. I don't want to kick the mailbox. Yeah, it's not happened all the time, but it's just like there's some tearing at like the edge of the screen. It's weird. The belly of this boat shines like it was recently painted. There's a girl up there. Did she spill paint? Maybe. Inside the frame of the motorcycle in repair. Tools uses wood. Cape Side Apartments. Ooh, just saying roundabout north. Southwest entrance to the tenement. A sturdy metal door blocks the southwest entrance in the building. It's locked. Knock. No response. Knock again. Door rattles again, but this time you hear no noise inside.
Stop banging on the door. I'm not letting any more strangers inside. It don't matter who I am. Now, go on, get out of there.
This is the police.
Please? Everyone knows the police don't come round here.
But I'm not joking.
No, I already told you. I won't be responsible for any more strangers getting into the building. Go check the backyard door. Maybe someone's there will.
She trails off, leaving the sentence unfinished. Kim,
Madame,
tell her
I assure you, we are real police officers.
Lieutenant. There's no reply, just faint squeaking sounds inside. Alright, back door. Docking reserved for the residents of that. Your room in the whirling is much bigger than the sloop. Shadows in the water, green plants on the surface. You didn't get that ball back. Look! I really need to eat something. A striking woman leans against the cabin top of the sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbor. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
She steps closer and holds her hand out over the railing. Oh, what gave us away?
Honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
What's implied here? That you're a drunk? I'm not a drunk, I'm a police
Of course
officer.
you're not. It was only a joke.
Oh, see, what is that? I'm a bit foggy.
I meant you. The Revachol Citizens Militia. The police.
Joyce L. What does the L
Lady,
stand for?
my maiden name.
Shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here.
Her hand is tight and cold. She seems relieved.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
There's a trace of irony in his voice, mischief even. The lieutenant is hatching some scheme.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines Group.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful. You're on a boat. Well, yes, I am. She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. Not a lot of people on boats, are there? Of course there are. She looks around. We're on an archipelago. What else are we supposed to do to get around? Wait, we're on an archipelago? Yes, we are. She raises her brow. We're on Lake Kalu. Kalu, I thought we were still in Revachol. We are. The city of Revachol is in Kalu. Oh. Let's see, what's up? Let's see where I'm going. Let's drive a souped up. Actually, the lieutenant becomes offensive. The motor carriage has been specifically issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing large distances in Greater Liverpool Industrial Harbor. It's not a toy. Neither is this. The women, pants or cabin or top. A toy, I mean, it's a machine for crossing large distances of the Bay of Revachol between the city and the islands. She's having a good time arguing against the law. Too good, perhaps. Do you have a license for the boat? Officer, I assure you, I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator. The crowns on her teeth are porcelain, white as a boat's hull. Qualified pleasure craft operator, so charming. Where's the damn license? Can I see your license? I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taking part in not one but two Insulandic regalias, even finished once. What happened the other time? The other time I would have finished the race, if not for urgent work, no matter, like the one I'm now. Still need to see a license. Actually, you don't. What do you mean? The Wayfarer Act specifically dives RCM authority to demand a little known fact among West Law officials. The boat is called, let's look at this. A strange, beautiful boat deserves a proper name. The breeze ripples through the sails and tugs your hair below. cheeks, fish life. Blah, 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 blah. I'm kind of low on fuel right now. Resounding darkness, reminded of something or someone. Cool, but she really needs a name. Because it's manufactured over Full East. It's whole 19 pieces long. What about like sleek fish? What? Because it's sleek and fish-like. I think I'll stick with the factory name, but thank you. Alright, what kind of boat is it? It's a pleasure craft, 19 pacer. It appears to be rated for category 1 racing. Oh, these days, I mainly use it for reasons how you like it. My sloop, I like her a lot. Her lips curl. It's like an eel's hips, baby. I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has little to do with the murder. I really do. The lieutenant thinks, is she thrown off yet? He's looking at a woman and assessing her. I handle this boat thing. Good. Takes a sip from a thermal cup. Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do? What do we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking. What do they do? The Pines' core competency is logistics, container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. She points to the small dots on the horizon. See those airships there blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. Then to the east toward the harbor, and that is the thermal, another subdivision, deals with energy, oil, and exploration offshore platforms. How much money does Wild Pines have? I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year the company booked more than 20 billion real in the revenue. A billion? What exactly is a billion? A number, officer. A big one. It's made of 1,000 millions, and a million is made of 1,000 thousands. Wow. 20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital improvements, interest payments. A wave hits the sloop. She grasps the mainsail for balance. A conglomerate the size of Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. And then what becomes the 72,000 families? It's tremendous responsibility. Where did Wild Pines get all those billions? They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Cimmerian and Lindian Isolas 250 years ago, when Wild Pines explored the South Semites and charted the Low Manthang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it. Where does Wild Pines get all these billions? Does such a huge system want a place like this? Oh no, I already asked that. You mean aside from the terminal's legal owners? She gives you a little smile. Who are you responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo? 8% of all cargo in the world? That's quite a endeavor indeed. You don't need. You don't keep it moving. The workers do. Okay. She nods forcefully. There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in the system means thousands lose their jobs the world over. I'm sure that doesn't happen. With your help, hopefully, she says with a warm tone. Can you tell me about the strike? Everything. She smiles, right up to, but not including trade secrets. What if I want to hear about trade secrets? First, you'd have to repeal the emergency trade ailments. Right to silence. Of the octopus. 86% of that. Holy shit, 5 hours? I guess it's game time. Royal. Blue Central Alpines Road Monopolies. Who do you feel? Different tribe. That's quite the octopus. Octopus, I will slay it. Good luck, it's only kept in place by the vested interests of half the civilized world, including our own. What the MAM means is the Emergencies Act and the RCM both get their authority from the coalition government. Yep. Got my shit together. But I'm derailing this. You want to know about the strike? What is your role in this precisely? Both the official title and senior labor negotiator. In practice, the grocery clerk. Union demands Wild Pines. Talk's going. They're not. It's a problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago. After all that awful lynching took place. No, they won't. Even let me into the harbor. There's a 2.2 racist behemoth blocking the raid. Gonna say, union employee is a giant covered in tattoos. She pauses, a racist giant. I guess that's part of their big tent organization now. Let's just say I was not making the kind of progress I was hoping for when I last arrived. When did you first arrive? I arrived 3 weeks ago, she says. She thinks. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was partially frozen then. I preferred to do things on site like the RCM. He looks at his notes, but the strike began. I was the original negotiator here. I took after Mr. Galmon. Hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Mr. Galmon despite concessions he granted in prior negotiations. It's the first time the union has gone on strike. Heavens no. There may have been 2 prior strikes, both times that the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time, their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive. What happened to Gaumont? Mr. Clare told him how did he put it? She pauses to compose herself. Fuck off, midget. Mr. Gaumont is short of stature, you see. Okay then. Yes, keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who is more than fair with him and the union. Sounds like usual aggressive posturing. I think after this conversation, this long ass conversation, I'm gonna save, because damn, just saving quit after this, and then I'll get to GTA RP afterwards. Alright, sounds like aggressive posturing. What are the demands? Their leaflets are everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board. I don't know. Do I like it? I don't know what to think about that. Just aggressively neutral. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in the Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only they are kings of the company, but they're also kings of 72,000 employees in Wild Pines Group. The king is king. That may be, but it's not up to me to decide the king. As negotiations go, it's off to a slow start. What are they going to do? I'm not sure. Naturally, I assumed that was their opening position, hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. There's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now people are getting lynched, I hear, behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one. Excuse me, the lieutenant looks up from his notes. From whom did you hear about this lynching? Her reply comes quick. I first heard it from Viola in the Gates, the one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think his name was Call Me Maniana. This checks out. The scabs at the gate. Did you put him there? The scabs. She raises her brow. You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock come to plead for work where the Union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret I could not share with you. And not right now, at least. Tell me about this Union boss, Claire. Everard Clare is a man of utmost integrity. You can say one thing about him, that he always puts the interests of his workers first. Really? Of course not. Everard Clare is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood. Is he that bad? He's the most corrupt individual I've ever seen. I don't deal with men like him for a living. If there was anyone more venal or more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother Edgar. Wait, are there two of them? Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for the lazy eye. He also talks exactly like and when he's and when the other takes over. I don't like this yogurt. I'm just gonna fix it. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see. With a funny little switcheroo while in the office. The embezzled god, who knows how much of their workers' dues. What about the union itself? It's not the Brothers Clare. The Debardeus Union was a perfectly normal institution 20 years ago anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did. I respect that. She adjusts your hair. Organized labor is at its best. Then something happened in the local chapter elections, and Brothers Clare came and transformed it into, well, how do you say? She hesitates, looking for the right expression. A mob. The lieutenant says succinctly. The Debardeus are a crime syndicate, sad as it may be. I suspect that we'll be forced to cooperate with them. Reflectively, honest officer. She nods. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. She turns to you. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious, talkative person, you see. She explains. The world... would you say the Debardeus Union is... I prefer not to have an opinion on these things. Of course, officer. One more thing. You said something happened in the elections. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, a precious forewoman of the Union. She disappeared. Disappeared? Yes, on the last day of the chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore or coming to work ever. End of story. Eerie. Downright haunting. If you'd ask me, the Wild Pines' suspected foul play, but what could they do? It's a union matter. The point of the presentation is these kinds of things happen around the Claires. Watch out when you're dealing with them. Thank you for the concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine. That's all. Let's change the topic. Can you tell me about the lynching? Tell me quite a few things. Quite a few things, I'm afraid. She says, contemplating something. The information I'm to share with you includes selective trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask you your names and badge numbers. Oh, of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. The lieutenant places her. The lieutenant hands her a piece of blue plastic. I'm Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. My badge, of course, my badge. I have one on me. He looks at you expectantly and then draws it on him. I don't seem to actually have my badge. How curious, she returns the lieutenant's badge. Why is that, detective? An awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events. Remember when my partner told you I recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? I lost my badges related to it. I see. She looks increasingly worried. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, this city, nothing. Oh dear. She sighs with compassion, sadness even. I suppose this explains some of the more curious turns in our conversation. As I said, ma'am, the lieutenant interjects. His technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of RCM. Of course I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge. Hang on, she's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. How would I negotiate my way out of this? She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuate. Surely there's some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials. I'll be frank with you. She puts down the thermal cup. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to justify it to my superiors. They want to see something very tangible. You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain. Like what? Reports from the inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. Terminal B. From inside Terminal B. This is an open secret in the Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason. They're profiting from this trade. The company has tried looking into the matter before, but to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources could turn over the right stones. Or, she picks the cup back up. You could recover your badge, though I may be blunt with you. It sounds like that may be a lost cause. Detective, the lieutenant closes the notebook. A word in private before we continue. Ugh. Bizarre scientific news from the rabbit hole ways. Police officers, shit has been observed at a pressure of 495 gigadecibel decimals and metallic hydrogen levels. Shit togetherness of collapsing off. All endurance. White checks unlocked. Learning cap for endurance. Raised to floor. Alright, so my intellect is a bit low. Alright. Talk to him.
This is not going quite as I hoped it
How'd you hope it would go? Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance and, you know, not volunteer to be us to be henchmen. So we're henchmen now? The woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she is simply an adept improviser. Either way, we played straight into her hands. He doesn't let it show, but there's a limit to how, to the consequences of your impression. Okay. We don't investigate the drug crash. No, if there's a reasonable suspicion, we must investigate, but otherwise she would claim that side with the Union. Alright. What I propose is we ask her, then investigate briefly. Just glasses. But do not share the outcome of investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and we demand information for the lynching. I'll handle it. If you tried more in the future. Oh, sick burn, Kisaragi. Sick burn. We could just, find my badge. Oh, that'd be fantastic, but do we have the time? Let's get back to her then. Well, first I gotta move the body. Ugh. Body moving, get the body moving. Alright. It is now 2:29 PST. I'm gonna go end the stream. I'm gonna